there is an opposition in all things. If you want freedom, there's a period of time where you have to put yourself in bonds. If you want pleasure, there's a period of time where you've got to put yourself through intense pain. If you want riches, there's a period of time where you've got to put yourself through poverty. You experience those things in the beginning at intense levels, as intense as you are able to handle it, in order for you to have your freedom forever, for you to have pleasure forever, for you to be able to be rich forever. This is what needs to happen, and most people are comfortable at very low levels, while the great things are happening up here. And there are just certain steps that need to be taken, certain philosophy that needs to be acquired, certain types of mindsets and belief systems that need to be used in order for you to get to where you want to go eventually. There's such a big difference between the top 5% of those that have amazing quality of life compared to the other 95%. It's a curve that looks like this, which means that the people at the top 5% are actually enjoying life much more. And it's not because they have a lot of money. I'm talking about the top 5% in terms of happiness. They have a life quality that just can't be compared to other people, and we got to understand how that works. So we're using numbers and financials as an example for this because money does make a difference and money does matter in terms of life quality, just the way it is. So if we look at it from the perspective of if you want to become wealthy, there's a period of time when you've got to act or live poor. How does that work? If you understand the concept of pay yourself first and what I call the GROW acronym, where you put money into your growth fund, you put money into your reserves, you put money into your optimal living, and you put money into your woohoo fund. Okay? There's 4 different ones. And growth fund is the money that you put towards investing in your own money-making abilities and skills and communities and mentors and coaches and everything that you need in order for you to grow a business. Not just to grow your skills so that you can do a good job for your boss, although that's great and it's a start, but you want skills in order for you to create a business eventually long term. And that's why you've got the growth fund. And people that set aside money and put priority on their money to go there, they're obviously going to have less money for reserves. And they're also going to have less money for optimal living. Okay, so which means it's going to be suboptimal living. It's going to be not that great living for an extended period of time. Most people simply have one account, their paycheck enters into it, and then they use that money for optimal living and woohoo money, but they don't even segregate that. They just use the money until it's left over and until there is none left. And the problem with that is that you never set aside money to grow your income, and you never set aside money to build up your savings. You want to put yourself in a condition where you are poor in the early stages of life voluntarily, while other people are trying to get by and remain poor forever. So you change this one mindset early on in your life that, you know what? I embrace poverty. I'm actually excited about being poor for a period of time. You set expectations and then you exceed expectations. So if you do get a raise, you can increase your salary a little bit. Okay, the raise is 10%, but you increase your expenses 1%. This is the way that rich people think. And if you think that way from the beginning of your life, and I'm helping you set that lifestyle up now for the rest of your life, you'll be able to have this covered. Everything will be taken care of the way that it's supposed to be taken care of. So you're choosing to put money into your growth fund. Fantastic. You're spending that money on growth, on making sure your income is growing every single month. There should be no month when you have the same income. Ever. Like, grow it and then have more the next month and have more the next month. That's how we do things, because you set aside money into the growth fund to grow your skills. You have growth in your skills, you will make more money the following month. And then you put a certain amount in the reserves, And once you've set a certain amount in the reserves, you never ever touch that money unless life-threatening injuries or life itself, like someone dies and you have to use that money, or something extreme happens. And it's not like, oh, the car broke down or the washing machine broke down or something like that. If you don't have money from the optimal living account for those things, then that's too bad. You don't fix it. We're broke. What do? This is how strict you need to be with yourself about those two accounts in order for you to continuously grow your income and make and prepare yourself to succeed in business. When you're setting the number for optimal living, it shouldn't be extremely low that it's extremely painful right now. Like, it should be a little bit above painful to the point where I could live with this. Like, this is actually, a little bit, it's still a little bit uncomfortable when you set the number, but then over time it becomes more and more comfortable because you find ways of saving here and there, and you now become better at money management because you're managing a very, very small amounts of money, not the huge, massive paycheck that you usually were used to having. And so as a result, you get better and better, and you end up having this nice little cushion there that is for inflation, or that is for whatever it is that you want to have. So is that a comfortable lifestyle? No. In the beginning, it is extremely uncomfortable. It is not nice. It is not popular. It is not the life that you want to be living. But we're talking about setting yourself up for a massive quality of life long term. Like, massive quality of life compared to having the same amount of lifestyle and the same quality of life that everyone else does. That's not fun. That's not sexy. That's not any of the things that life was supposed to be. So if you follow this channel, I hope that you've set up your 4 automatic accounts. Your paycheck should be going into a clearing account, and then have autopiloting cash flows going into growth fund, reserves, optimal living, and eventually the woohoo money, as we call it. And if you do that, you're setting yourself up for a glorious future. I'm really excited for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.